Hi guys, what's going on? It's Lefty from 643 Productions in the Darth Empire. Or is that from the Darth Empire and 643 Productions? I don't know. It's a little bit of conflict there. It is my personal channel, but I still want to rep the Darth Empire. Very interesting. I don't know. Well, let me know what you want. Let me know what I should do. I'm not that much of a showman. I do know what it is to be a showman. I just don't really know all the ins and outs and how to practice being a showman and all that kind of good stuff. But anyway, thank you for joining me. I want to send a huge shout out and big thank you to everybody that's been following me on Twitter and joining the open lobbies that I do either by myself or in conjunction with Aimbot and the Darth Empire. It's a lot of fun. I really can't tell you guys how much fun it is to be able to put something out on Twitter and then 5 minutes later come back to 20 or 30 messages or even more sometimes from people asking for an invite to play. It's a massage to my ego as much as it is enjoyment for me. I mean, I'm not going to be coy about it. It definitely assuages my ego a little bit, but it really, really is a lot of fun to get in there and play with you guys and have a blast with you guys. It's like an immediate source of fun. Whenever I want to, I can just put something out on Twitter and I know I'm going to have a great time with everybody that comes into play, and we're all having fun and seeing the feeds that some of you guys are able to get or that I get once in a while. And if we're playing the proper game type, some of the funny or awesome kill cams, it's a whole lot of fun for me. It builds up my ego a little bit, yes, but it's a whole lot of fun, and I really love doing it. So if you're not following me on Twitter yet, if you don't have a Twitter, get one. Follow me on Twitter, Lefty643. That's where I let you know when I'm doing the open lobbies, when videos are going up, when Aimbot or the Darth Empire is doing a live stream. So be sure to follow me on Twitter, Lefty643. The link is going to be in the description. That's, again, where I let you know where all this fun, great stuff is happening, and I hope to get more and more people. I want to be able to cycle people through the open lobbies or cycle people through the pub stomping crews that I want to get together. And I want to be able to do all that with you guys because it's, like I've said many times, I get something out of it in that I get good publicity, I get a good grassroots campaign thing kind of going, but I also get a large amount of enjoyment out of it. I can't stress that enough, and I also know that you guys enjoyed as well. So I want to be able to do that. I want to do that a whole bunch. So be sure to follow me on Twitter, Lefty643. That's where I'll let you know, again, where everything's going on, when to message me, when we're full, when we need guys. So follow me on Twitter, Lefty643. Now, one thing I wanted to talk with you guys about today, and normally when I have one of these grandiose topics that I want to speak on, and I want to bring to you, I have a definite opinion. I have an answer. I ask a question, and then later on, whether it be through, I guess you could say, deductions or inductions or whatever, I come about an answer. Maybe not explicitly saying this is the answer to this question, but there is an answer to be had in some form or another. This time, though, I don't know the answer. I have an idea, I know what I believe, but there isn't a definite answer, I would say, because the answer that I would draw flies in the face of some other assertions that I have been making. And I don't want to be the type of person that will ignore those implications just because. Like I have said many of times, I'm a curious guy by nature, and when I start thinking about things and rationalizing and thinking through things logically, sometimes I come to conclusions that are at odds with other assertions I have made, and this is quite possibly one of those times. Now, the specific topic that I'm talking about here is begging for likes, or asking for likes, or favorites, or comments, or whatever, in a YouTube video. Now, how you do this or how the YouTube or video maker goes about doing this is really immaterial, I would think. whether it be pop-ups or annotations pointing to the like and subscribe button, or saying it explicitly in the video, whether it be a commentary or a montage with a little pop-up or an overlay or something like that. But really, the how is immaterial. The fact is that they do it. And I've seen some people say that this is a, quote, Bush League tactic. Like in baseball, going spikes up on a second baseman, that's Bush League. And this is one of those tactics. This is one of those frowned upon tactics, and I've seen a couple people say it. So there are at least two sides to this argument, and I don't know where everybody else is. I don't. But I know I initially, when I was thinking about this, my initial conclusion was say, well, it's not that bad. I mean, it's not, begging for favorites and promising cheap or unattainable items in return. That was my initial reaction. After thinking about it for a while, I realized there's a whole mess. It's a can of worms to get into philosophically, because then you have to start talking about, well, take likes, for instance. Say, well, what is a like? Is a like supposed to be an indication of good work, or is it supposed to be an indication of somebody actually feeling a connection with the video on a personal level? And is it improper or wrong ethically or morally to ask for somebody to feel a connection, or to say they feel a connection, or to say that they enjoy a work that maybe they don't? Or, is it wrong to ask for those things knowing full well that the person asking for them doesn't care about whether you actually felt a connection to their work? They just know that the likes is a sort of quasi-commodity within the YouTube community. It's a whole mess to get into, but obviously, the elephant in the room is, where does the affinity or look the other way mantra in terms of asking for favorites or asking for likes and asking for subscriptions and the loathing of promising or making the viewers believe that they are going to receive these great items when they should know inherently that they might as well not even try? Where does the asking for favorites or the asking for likes, where does that end and the giveaway videos begin? Where is that line? Because in thinking about it, at its core, asking for likes, asking for subscriptions, or asking for favorites and comments, it is basically the same idea or the same premise of a giveaway video in terms of what is the end game. What is the end result? How they go about it is different, a little bit, but the end game, the end result is the same. And that's where I want to talk to you guys. Because I have my own opinions, but I want this to be a dialogue. Because I know you have opinions and I know you guys have thoughts on these issues. So let me know in the comments. Use the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm missing something. Let me know if there's a different way to look at the problem. But my conclusion has ultimately been, at least on this issue, and I can get into the philosophical stuff later if you guys want. I mean, I can yammer on about that kind of crap for hours. The only limiting factor with that is getting gameplays that are YouTube worthy. So, but my ultimate conclusion was, let's assume that asking for favorites or asking for likes and all those things is on par with the giveaway videos in terms of the end game. Let's assume that. Is there something more devious about the giveaway videos than there is just straight up asking for likes? And this isn't a strictly moral or philosophical method for thinking through this problem, but my conclusion was this, to say, well, look, the person asking for favorites, the person asking for likes, the person asking for comments isn't trying to game the system. Or they are. That's what I was talking about. Both are trying to game the system, but they aren't trying to game the viewer. They aren't necessarily being upfront about what they want. I mean, obviously they are, but they aren't being upfront about the motivations for what they want. But they aren't talking about it. They're doing the viewer the service of not talking about it, or the good deed of not talking about their motivations. Whereas the giveaway viewer or the giveaway video maker is obviously painting a completely different picture about their motivations for asking for favorites and likes and comments and subscriptions, when we all know, or at least the logical minded know, what the real motivations are. So I would say that sort of used car salesman tactic is what makes the giveaway videos more devious. At its core, asking for favorites, asking for likes, asking for comments is not an issue, because that's the way the system works. That's the way it is. Yes, both are gaming the system, but you know what? I'm okay with a little bit of gaming the system now and again. It's when you start trying to play the community, when you start trying to con the community into thinking they're getting something other than they are, or you are doing something for some reason other than you actually are. It's when you start doing that I think you cross into the area of, ooh, you should probably stop that. All right, guys, that's my time. Be sure to let me know in the comments what you think. I got to get out of here. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed this video. I am out.